It's Chris Watkin back again with the letting agent guru herself, Sally Lawson. Sally, thank you for joining me again today. Why do letting agents ignore 60% of the market? Talk to me.
I knew you'd like this one, Chris. All right. So one of the things that I've really been perplexed about, certainly for the last 15 years, is how all the letting agents that I mix and mingle with in all the different groups and organisations I've been part of, they all seem to chase the same landlord. And yet there is a massive fraternity of other landlords that they just completely ignore. And I don't understand that. I'm talking about HMO landlords. I'm talking about...
too much work.
Too much work. I'm talking about housing benefits.
No, we don't want things like that.
The asylum seekers, there's a lot of those coming through as well.
No, housing too much hassle.
Exactly.
No, paperwork and...
But let me ask this question. We as letting agents, we are the experts, right? Mm-hmm. We're the experts. So if we're the experts, shouldn't we be doing the complicated stuff?
Yeah, but it's so easy to rent a 3-bedroom semi for £1,000 a month and take your 10 or 12% and just sit back and just let it wash in, mate.
So you're right, but let me ask you another question. All right, so do you want to be in a town, let's say, my average numbers, it's around, not researched as your numbers, but around 67 letting agents in every town, let's say on average, yeah? Do you want to be one of 65 chasing that landlord, or one of 2 chasing those landlords?
And if you do it well, they'll end up chasing you, won't they?
Exactly. So what I'm seeing here is it's a lack of planning when it comes to setting your business up. If you're going to set a business up, you want to look for there's a niche, you want to look for there's an opening, you want to look for where there's a gap. But what seems to happen is letting agents set up and they go, well, they're doing that, so we'll do the same but a little bit better. And that's a bit complicated, so we'll leave that. But guess where the growth market is? It's over here. This market's growing. This is where we need to be focusing our time.
But HMOs are a pain in the backside, aren't they?
Absolutely. They are. But here's the thing. Landlords feel they can manage the standard lets quite happily on their own. You know, we've talked in the past, Chris, about how let-only landlords is now well over 50%. If you just leave landlords to their own devices, over 50% will choose to go let-only.
About a quarter, didn't it?
Yeah,
if you roll the clock back a couple of decades.
It's massively changed. And the result of that is there's less to go at. So you've got 65 out of 67 aiming at this market. There's now 50% less to manage in this market. You've also said as well as 260,000 less landlords in the market. You've got a declining market, and yet the masses are chasing here. So it's just basic business. Why are we not looking in different areas?
Okay. But how do you staff that? I mean, having an HMO with 7 people in and, they're all falling out with each other. Can you earn more money from these?
Oh, totally. I mean, for example, if you rent a single, in my area, Wolverhampton in the Midlands, if you rent
Lovely city, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. Beautiful place, centre of the universe. But anyway, if you rent out a typical 3-bedroom semi there, let's say it's £700, you rent it as a HMO, it's £2,500. What's your fee? At 10%, 75 quid or 250 quid. Yes, there's more money to be made. But there's also more money to be made in the servicing, handling the licence, handling the cleaners, handling the services, the work that has to be done there. There's so much extra fees and charges you can charge for a HMO as opposed to a standard let.
Because if you actually look, there are hardly any letting agents that focus on HMOs.
Absolutely. And it's crazy because it's a massive market. It's been one of the fastest growing markets in the last 6-7 years that I've seen out there. It's absolutely huge. And it's exactly the same with the housing benefit.
Wow. You're targeting people with housing benefit?
Well, there's been a big challenge going back. If you go right back into the 90s and the noughties, if you went back to the 90s and the noughties, I know I'm showing my age here, but hardly anybody dealt with housing benefit. It was too complex. Nobody understood it. They were scared of clawback. They didn't want to get involved in that. Go into like the 2010s, I don't recall those noughties, 2010s. Going into the 2010s, a few people started waking up. We've been dealing with housing benefits since 2010, and there is massive opportunity there, massive opportunity. There's some really awesome areas that give great returns. A lot of people in the housing benefit sector really just want good, solid homes. What I love about the housing benefit sector is they stay longer. So once they move into the property, they will stay for years. But of course, the challenge is you have to understand the housing benefit market.
Can agents learn this? How do they learn this?
There's like anything, Chris, there's stuff out there if you go looking for it. There's some amazing coaches and trainers out there that will coach you on housing benefits and understand the systems. There's so many opportunities for it, but you just have to do it. And if you can, here's the analogy I want to use. It's a bit like a football team. I'm not a football player by any stretch of the imagination, but you've seen those little kiddie teams when they got like 5 aside. What happens? The ball's going that way, everybody runs after the ball, and everybody runs after the ball, and everybody runs after the ball. That's what's going on in letting agency. We need to understand the basic planning of businesses and say, okay, if the mass market is here, we need to go there. A little bit, few days of knowledge, learning, training to understand HMOs can be worth a goldmine to your business. Also to housing benefit as well, and all the other emerging markets that we have at the moment, like service accommodation and different things like that. You basically should be looking at some sort of niche, something that makes you different, because there's a whole market out there if you choose to take it.
Thank you for your time today, Sally.
Thank you, Chris.